Audience discretion is strongly advised. This podcast is set in a grim version of our future. Bad things sometimes happen to good people. This storyline contains violence, sexual themes, and exploitation themes that the characters rally against. Game Masters, always talk to your players about sensitive themes if they are in the game before you write the adventure or play begins. And now, on with the show.
How long's it been since our last...
Oh yes, we can do that. Who wants to roll a d6?
Ooh, I want to roll a d6. I have d6s.
Do it! Roll one.
I am so excited. I haven't busted out my dice in a long time.
Becca's rolls have been really good.
My online rolls are no good. My real life rolls are excellent. I just rolled a 6. That might be bad.
Oh, that is... I think, if it's what I think it is, that's very bad.
I'm so scared.
It has been 6 weeks since your last job.
Darn it.
Holy crap!
Yeah, we did this in the Wednesday game.
What?
So, you have two choices.
Oh no, not again.
So for $300 a week, that's very poor living, and you'll start with 4 stress. From it's too cold, it's too hot, the sanitary in the building's not great. For $600, it's decent living. Poor, but decent. And that covers your electricity, your internet, all the basic things of life. So you get to choose where you want to live, like how you want your apartment to be.
All the necessities, including drinking?
No, not you. You go above and beyond on that one.
So I'm upwards of 1,000 a week in that case. From the 300. No. 600. I estimated about $400 a week on booze.
So 1 would have been the perfect roll there.
Yep.
I was so excited that my real dice wouldn't let me down. And they didn't, but they thought I wanted a high number. I thought I wanted a high number. Alright.
6 weeks.
Yep. Now you can make an extra 1,000 in there from sort of odds and end jobs.
Okay. Yeah. So Cipher's like at the club. She's got a laptop open. She's trying to search for a few simple jobs just to tie herself over because she's now tapped up. She's starting to build up the tab again. So she looks down at the phone as the message comes through. Is anyone else at the club? I'm assuming by that silence, you
I'm
guys
not.
aren't there.
I'm doing some quick math. Hang on.
Yeah. This is why I said all my notes from last time Shadowrun were math.
I'm gonna say that Terry doesn't usually go overboard with the drinking and the money, so he probably in that 6 weeks maybe spent $100 a week.
Ooh.
Just on like extra frivolous shit. So he's got that much. He's probably gonna look for work in that time too. In addition to doing that thing he was doing originally.
Oh, and everyone, roll me the light side one.
Oh, yes.
I'll do that now.
Everyone?
Yep, 1 light and black will be preferable.
Roll a white.
Yes. Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's see if I can join you.
Good
No.
job. Good job.
That's disappointing.
You get applause.
I'm always disappointing the GM.
Don't worry, it's still me.
Becca.
Yay!
Oh.
Look at
You
that.
both get applause.
Ooh.
That's so alright, I'll have to spend my black on something really cool then.
No.
So yeah, your phones go off. It's like a group message.
So Cipher checks out the message, looks up the Shadowrun version of Google.
Why can't it be Goggle?
Goggle?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, it's Goggle.
Goggle.
And Goggle is owned by a Grackle.
Yeah, so Cipher's checking out how far this place is away from the club.
About 2 kilometres.
A merry trot it is then. So Cipher will shut down a laptop, put it in a backpack, and, well, being evening, I guess she's carrying an umbrella with her, just in case it starts pissing down, but otherwise she will do her usual skippy thing on the way there. I can pass the scene.
Terrence is going to look at his phone from what he's doing, which is a whole lot of staring and not figuring something frustrating out. And he's going to look at his phone and he's going to go, oh jeez, what now? And he's going to goggle how to get to that apartment. And he's going to head it, like, is it close enough to walk, or is it?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
in the same. It's in your same neighbourhood, so it's like a couple of kilometres, but it's within the same neighbourhood.
All right, he's gonna head over then. He's gonna start walking, get his mind off the frustrating thing.
Wren is going to take a look at the message, decide to walk because that is cheaper than taking a taxi, and head on her merry way.
And as you're approaching, Cipher can see Terry, like further down the street, not coming at it from the same direction, but you can see Terry walking down the street.
How fast is Terry walking? Probably, if he's walking his usual normal speed, it wouldn't take long for Cipher to catch up.
You don't know what his normal speed is. He's like,
He's
Hang on.
calculated it.
he's got a long stride.
Last episode, you said, and I quote, Terry was struggling to keep up because of the way Cipher was skipping along.
Well, yeah, when you're skipping, you're half a step away from running.
Yeah, and that's what she's doing. That's just her normal walk.
Oh, gee, she's still doing that. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Just skipping to overtake.
Terry's not there to stop her this time.
Yeah.
Cipher comes up behind Terrence, skipping.
Ah, shit. The hell? Where did you come from?
Gotta get me Irish on. Right.
All right, take your time, figure out your accent.
What are you up to, you lazy bugger?
Jeez, I got a message from Funnyman. Did you get the same one again, by any chance?
Oh, funny that. And she reaches down into her pocket, pulls out the phone, flicks it on, and shows Terry the message. You mean this one?
Yeah.
Thank Christ we got a job. Well, I hope we got a job. I'm starting to build up a tab again.
Oh, jeez. I'm not sure this is good news. Whatever it is, it doesn't. Last time he actually wrote out his name.
Oh, geez, you're observant. Well, it's been 6 weeks. It couldn't be that bad. Surely he's forgotten by now.
Let's just get there and see.
And crossing the T, about 150 metres in front of you, you recognise Wren.
Do we recognize Wren?
Who?
Both of you.
Have we met Wren before?
You would certainly be aware of her.
Okay. I thought she just moved here, is the thing.
A couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
So you might not know her well. That's up to you guys, like, to decide your actual level of interaction. But she's in the same line of work as you, and from being at Cornerstones and being in the same line of work, you would have at least, if you hadn't met her, you would have at least been aware of her. But you probably had met her. But to what level of intimacy sort of thing, depth of friendship, or and all that sort of stuff is entirely up to you guys. But yeah, you would have been aware of another sort of another professional in your line of work at least.
Okay.
Cipher sort of slows down, matches pace with Terry. Turns to Terry. Oh, do you see that up there?
Terry kind of spooks a little bit, and he's like, "What? Where?"
Oh, that person up there. She be Wren Riding Hood?
He looks ahead and he's like, "Oh, she's been around the bar a bit, yeah." You don't think she got the same message from Fennyman we did, do you?
The more the merrier.
Well, generally, yes, it means less trouble. I wonder what kind of bad stuff could have happened that he called us all, though. Let's go say hi.
I guess but a smaller pay cut, too.
You're just worried you won't have enough money to pay off your tab.
Cipher pulls out her wallet, opens it up to show Terry. There is absolutely nothing inside. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be needing a job very soon.
Okay, I know you're young, but you gotta learn how to save, alright?
Alcohol's not free, you know.
Neither's life.
Alright, let's stop having a whale of a time and see what Fenneman wants. We'll follow this this Wren and see if she goes to the Sam's place. Wren to be easy to remember. Wren Riding Hood. Wren Robin Hood.
Run Robin Hood now. Gonna have so many nicknames by the end of this.
It's a one-syllable name.
I think that will stop him.
So ahead, you can see what looks like the address is a large 8-story run-down apartment block. It's a grey stained concrete that looks like the building itself is weeping.
Teddy, do you think the Fenneman lives here? Doesn't look like a place where he should be living.
Terry kind of looks at him and he's like, "No, I honestly don't know where the guy lives, but I can't imagine him living here."
Also, can you stop referring to me as a him?
I was referring to Fennyman as a him, girly.
Oh, because I thought you said that you were just looking at him.
You're still drunk, aren't you?
I've only had a few drinks since me breakfast.
So yes.
What are we now? 5 p.m. in the evening?
Something like that.
So it's 1, 2, 5, 7, 7?
7 since 2 hours ago? He's like smirking as he looks at you now.
Hey, I had breakfast at midday. So it's been 5 hours.
He kind of shakes his head. Alright, should we say hello to Wren up there? She's just kind of just ahead of us. And,
Hey,
know.
You're there, wait up.
Huh?
You see this short, squat girl standing next to this tall, fancy, prancy guy. The girl's sort of like jumping up and down, waving her arms towards you.
And Wren's gonna stop walking and look very confused at you. What?
Oh, shoot. Dang.
Dang!
Terry raises his eyebrows and he's like, "Shit."
Yo, hey friend. Cipher's got both her hands up as in I surrender. Hey, we're just going to meet the main man. We couldn't help but notice that you're heading off in the same direction as us. You wouldn't have happened to got a text message from the big guy.
Fennyman.
Mr. Funnyman, I did. Do you know anything about this job?
Only that I'm hoping it pays well.
You and me both.
Oh, you've got a drinking problem too, eh?
No.
Well, we can certainly fix that, can't we?
Let's go see what the job is first before you start planning how you're gonna spend the earnings.
Good idea.
Cipher sort of looks up into the air and then follows Terry, sort of a little bit feeling dejected.
You really should cut back, you know. There are other things to live for in life.
Yeah, that reminds me. I'm going to have to save up for a new kidney. It's probably not going to be long before I'm going to be needing a new one.
Kidney or liver?
Or in your liver. That's it. I need to get me body parts right. I don't want to be buying the wrong one.
Are you
my
drunk
goodness.
right now?
She might be.
Doctor,
very
I'll have a new spleen, please.
Give it this chance.
Well, if you're gonna go get surgery, don't be drunk before that.
And I heard sphincters are on sale.
Ooh.
You're gonna try and buy new organs, you're gonna have to do more than one job.
Yeah, what do you mean? Surely they don't cost an arm and a leg. So I was like, what? Guys, come on, lighten up. Jeez. Cypher's feeling even more dejected now. As she's following Wren and Terry. I guess we're going upstairs, or are we going up an elevator?
Mr. Lambert's standing out the front of the building. He's leaning against the door. As you approach, he kicks the door with his heel, and it swings open inwards. It's like, third floor, the one with the door open.
Terry is very nervous. He's like, I hope this isn't bad news, whatever it is.
Yeah, it seems a little ominous.
Cypher's feeling a little bit confused as why the door's open. But anyway.
Shall we?
Let's go.
Look, guess we shall then. You guys want to lead the way, or do you want me to greet Fennyman first?
Are you gonna fall down the stairs?
Me?
If you've drunk enough that you don't know the difference between a kidney and a liver, I'm a little concerned.
Just watch me. Cipher stops, takes a sort of a starting position, like she's getting ready
Oh,
for
dear.
a run, and then pounces up the stairs, not noticing if there was an elevator on the way, but she's running. She's straight through the door and she's running up the stairs. Happy to do an agility roll if you want me to.
No, I don't think we need a roll just yet.
And then Cipher fell down the stairs and died.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, Cipher disappears up the stairs. What are Terry and Wren doing?
Terry is going to roll his eyes exasperatedly and follow.
Wren is going to follow and ask, is this normal behavior?
At this point, I'm not sure what normal is. She's the only elf I've ever met. For all I know, this is how they act. I could be wrong. I have no idea.
Fair.
I'd also like to remind the GM at this time that I have a laptop that is exceptional at infiltrating elf systems, but not so good at orc systems.
Correct. And it's made of wood.
Yeah.
And it's not a chair.
It's not a chair anymore, because Terry is the best.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I am trying to work out where to use termites.
Oh dear.
So you come out, the stairs exit at the far end, and it's an 8-story building, so they curve around. So you have to go through a set of doors into the main passageway. As you enter Cipher, you notice that it's what you'd expect. The carpet is so worn down, it's like lost any pattern in the middle where people mainly walk. There's wallpaper is just torn and hanging in places. There's about 25 different units on this side, and there's a few people that are sort of leaning out and looking, and as you enter, they all sort of like look at each other really sort of fearfully and back at you, and then they all sort of disappear inside, and you hear the doors like at the very far end there is a door open, and you can hear Terry and Wren are like coming up just behind you.
At the far end. Oh, this is on level 3.
Correct.
All right. Well, Cipher's stopped at the top of the stairs. She's got her hands on her knees and she's catching her breath while waiting for the other two to catch up.
Well, Terry will get up there. and he'll be like, "What was that noise? What did you do already?"
Jeez, you took your time? I don't know, but I don't think the folks here are very friendly. They took one peeper at me, and they just went inside. I'm not that ugly, am I?
Were you acting like a psychopath again?
What are you, psychopath?
Yeah, doing your jumping, hopping, ninja shit.
Because I'm obviously a ninja.
Yep. So sneaky.
No, I was just being my normal, everyday self.
Yeah, that might alarm anyone.
Yeah, maybe they just don't like short people.
I'm sure that's it.
How tall's Wren, just out of interest?
5'4".
Ah, so you be a shorty too?
That's taller than I actually am. It doesn't feel short.
Do you want a shovel already, Adam?
I'm starting to dig more graves.
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just weird to think of that as short.
No, there's a reason why she thinks it's short, which you might find out. But, it's not overly obvious.
I see.
Hmm.
Well,
So you're obviously human.
yes.
So she wouldn't be calling you short.
Wouldn't she, though?
She might.
Just because she's Cipher.
Yeah, she might. Anyway. Well, there's an open door down there. I guess everyone else closed their doors. I guess they didn't want us walking through their open doors. So,
Were everyone else's doors open?
well, some were open. It had people in them. But they've all gone inside as soon as they saw me. The tweaky little buggers pissed off.
Rude.
Yeah, very queer.
What did you do to him?
I didn't do anything to them.
Sure.
She lifts up her arm. Well, I certainly don't smell.
But you can start to smell like a steak that's been overcooked.
Oh, dinner.
Not sure that's what we're here for. I seriously doubt Frennyman invited us to dinner.
I don't think that's it either.
Cipher's like breathing in deep. Oh, so slightly salivating. Jeez, I could go for a right raw steak right now.
A raw steak?
Oh, just enough so that the blood's still coming out. With some spinach and a squeeze of lemon over the top. And 2 shots of whiskey. So, enough about dinner. Are we heading towards this door or what?
Guess we'd better.
Yeah, let's get this over with. I don't like the feeling I'm getting off this one.
It doesn't seem good.
Cypher's... She starts skipping, just turning around, looking at both Wren and Terry, and she's got this like quizzical look on her face, going, their mood is not matching what Cipher's feeling at the moment. Well, she's
Which
feeling
is apparently hunger.
hunger.
So,
Hunger and glee, apparently.
Hunger with mild, yep. Yep, a mild level of glee. So she stops skipping and she's like walking to the open door.
Yeah, Wren's gonna follow.
yep. Terry is going to follow apprehensively and slowly.
The smell increases as you approach. Looking in, you can see that it's a small apartment. There's a kitchen and living area, and it's all one sort of space. It's a very small kitchenette with a fridge and a small sort of cooking oven kind of thing. And there's just no gap. There's nothing that separates it. It just sort of stops, and there's a living room. There's off to one side is obviously the bathroom, and there's one door on the far left, which must be the bedroom. It strikes you as not a lived-in place. There's a simple sofa, a simple chair, but it doesn't. There's no pictures. There's nothing that makes the place feel like lived in. And you can see a shadow coming from the bedroom that you think is Mr. Fennyman's. It sort of has his sort of rat-like shape.
When Cipher reaches the open door, she's looking in. Yo, Fenneman, you'll be in here or what?
Yeah, I'm in here.
And with that, I guess Cipher walks inside, looking at the room.
Terrence is going to enter as well, and the first thing he's going to look for is anything in the kitchen that would explain the smell.
There is nothing.
Oh, good.
I really hate where this is going.
Well, Cypher's just sort of like started, upon hearing Fenneman's voice, she started to skip into the room. She'll probably head straight for where she heard Fenneman. Fenneman, you doing some cooking or what?
I'm not excited for the result of that question. Terrence is going to hang back because he doesn't want to know.
Yeah, up ahead, you would have seen Cipher just stop sort of like mid-hop, and she's let out this, God, what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Why do you think I called you?
I don't know. Why the fuck did you call me? There's nothing I can do for her. Fuck me.
Oh no.
She's like got a hand up to her face. She's like rubbing her. She's got like a couple of tears. It's just like, what the hell?
Terrence is like standing outside, like folds his arms over his chest and kind of hunches in on himself. He's like, I'm not going in there. I won't do it.
See, Cipher turns around to look down the. I guess there's a hallway in this room, or is it just one room?
This is only one room. Everything's connected to it's just one room with like the bathroom and bedroom connected to it. So there's no hallways, there's no closets. It's all just one bedroom, dirt poor apartment.
Yeah. So she's like turned back to Terry and Wren, and she's gone a bit weak at the knees and gone as pale as a ghost.
He walks out. I need you because we don't have long before Lone Star gets here. And Lone Star, they don't care. Yous have skills. And I need those skills.
Okay. What's the job?
Figuring out what happened. Because I'm not sure.
That requires actually looking at whatever is making that smell.
See, that's why I asked for you. Because you're the smart one. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Terrence kind of looks like he might vomit, or at least that he feels very, very ill. He's taken on this like odd green shade. He's like, I don't want to look at dead bodies. I very specifically avoid dead bodies, Fenneman.
It's not something I like doing either, especially not people I know.
Oh God, who is it?
Sally. I bet she be Sally.
Terrence drops his arms and then he walks into the room.
What's Wren doing?
She's gonna go and look as well, reluctantly.
Simple bed. There is nothing in the room of personal effects, which is sort of adding to the initial thought that this place isn't a lived-in place. You can see the figure of a girl, which you recognize as Sally. She is kneeling naked on the rug, knees are slightly apart. Around her are various items of self-pleasure. The side of her head is black and scorched around her data jack, and from the right side of her head, almost to her nose, is hideously bubbled, blackened and scarred. Her right eye has been melted and destroyed. The other is wide open, so far it almost tore the eyelid. Her mouth is wide open in a grotesque snarl of pure agony, and her hands are fists and her nails are dug deep into her skin. And there is a mirror positioned in front of her so that she could see herself reflected.
Terrence kind of stands there staring at her, like opening and closing his fist, because this is horrible.
Well, geez, I ain't gonna think about the same way about steak ever again. Fuck. What a way to go. Was she jacked into something?
You're the expert. There's a laptop over there. I have never seen her with it before, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Cipher heads straight to the laptop.
Terrence is gonna kind of glare at the back of her head for her, like, callous disregard for the fact that somebody they both know is dead now. And then he's going to go over and he's going to check the jack in her temple. What am I rolling again? Computers?
Perception.
That is not what I wanted. I wanted to zoom in. Computer. Oh, okay. I'm alright at that. Against 2 purples, right?
Correct.
Ooh.
And Cipher can give me a computer roll against 2.
Just a normal computer, not hacking.
Yeah, it's not hacking.
Hey, Cipher. When you're done over there, come check this out.
All right, dearie. Just let me... I'm almost done here.
Terrence is gonna... Okay. I have one of these. So I'm going to say that Terrence has one of these. He's got, like, one of these pocket travel manicure packs. And he takes it out and he pulls out a pair of tweezers. And he gingerly pulls something out of the data jack in her head.
Yep, you extract it. It's damaged quite heavily, but there's still some shape to it, and some of the chip is still visible. What's Wren doing?
She has been standing, staring at Cipher and Terrence doing things with computers and pulling things out of people's heads. And she's going to turn to Mr. Fannyman and say, "What do you want me here for? I don't know shit about computers. I steal things. I don't know about dead people. What am I supposed to do?"
I want to find who did this to our people, and you have skills. Maybe not right now, but soon. And you have eyes, and you have a brain.
All right.
Can I, with my advantages, say that it would be easy for me to remove the hard drive from this laptop?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Yoink. Cipher quickly pulls out her drill, undoes the back of the laptop, knowing that there's nothing that she can do at the moment, rips out the hard drive, turns to see Terry plucking something out of the girl's head. So looking back, she's like still a little bit pale. Jeez, what a poor dear. What a way to go. What kind of perverted shit was she into?
Does that matter? Can you do anything with this? And he holds up the tweezers, and you see that in them is an incredibly damaged data chip.
Cipher walks up, has a bit of a closer look, not actually touching it. Yeah, maybe. I'm not going to be able to do it now.
Do you have anything you can put it in to keep it safe?
Only my backpack. Oh, hang on. She pulls out like a little case with screwdrivers. She empties the screwdrivers out into the backpack. Here, you can put it in this case.
He gingerly places it in the case.
Cipher closes the case and throws it. Well, not literally throws it, but slides it into a backpack.
Tosses, yeah.
Trick shot. Terry looks back at the girl and says, "I think whatever caused this to happen caused a short circuit in her implant and fried her from the inside out."
Oh, what a way to go. But for that to actually happen is nigh on impossible. The chips and everything that's built inside these cybernetics, they've usually got fail states, and even then there's such a low voltage that they shouldn't explode the way that this has. This looks like it's exploded and bubbled and melted and started cooking her. There was some, I say maybe a surge was put through the line in her jack.
Aren't there safety precautions placed in these things to stop that kind of thing from happening?
Yep, to be sure.
How easy is it to override that kind of thing?
It's not an easy thing to do, no. There's so many fail-safes you have to overcome. So obviously someone with a bit of knowledge did this, but this is not something that normal people wouldn't think to do.
No, I don't think anyone normal would think to do this.
Terrence is going to examine her eyes.
I mean, even in the way, if you wanted to kill someone, this This, to me, this is like deliberate punishment. This is like almost a statement,
There's easier ways to kill someone.
obviously. And her laptop's been cleaned as well, so it might take me some time just to examine what's going on in there. Fennyman, how long till Lone Star arrives?
They're not going to be far away.
Oh, jeez. 2 purple?
Wren,
Yeah.
this place isn't well lived in. Where do you want to have a quick look around, see if you can find any place where there might be like a hidden safe or somewhere where some important information or money might be stored?
I'll take a look. And I assume if I'm looking, that's perception?
Mm-hmm.
2 purple?
Yes. Okay, so what were you looking for?
Anything that stands out in general, but Cipher asked specifically if there was anything that looked like it was hidden, like money or a safe.
Like knowing what that Wren is, used to yoink things from other people. She might know of spots and places where things might be preferentially kept that's not obvious to other people, like the underside of a drawer, a hidden wall safe.
So, Wren does kind of a scan of the apartment, looking in all the obvious places and a few that aren't. But in the end, she concludes that, yeah, there's nothing hidden here. Not only does it not look lived in, it's completely empty. It's almost like default house. Like they just built this apartment and no one's ever rented it, and this is what it looks like. There is nothing hidden here.
Bugger me. Well, that's weird.
Fennyman, was this her apartment?
No, it wasn't.
Whose apartment is this?
Well, we had Ferret looking into it, and he said, right now, it's vacant.
Terrence stands up, crosses his arms, and looks at the whole scene again. And he asks, was this staged, do you think?
I don't know. But I don't think so. I don't know what she was into. I don't know why she was into it. And I don't know why she had to die.
He walks behind her and kind of squats down without touching her or any of the things around her and looks into the mirror to see if he can see anything, like, from her perspective kind of deal.
While Terry's doing that, Cipher's looking at the implants.
She always had those implants, right?
Wren is feeling quite out of her depth and is basically just pacing around the apartment looking to see if anything looks like it should be picked up or taken or anything useful can be done.
And you can hear in the distance, or at least you think it's the distance, it's hard to tell, but you can hear sirens approaching.
Cipher looks up from where she's trying to see what kind of implants Sally had. Sees Wren walking, pacing about the room. Looks over to check to see what Terry's doing. Looks up at Fennyman. Well, I guess we're done here.
Terry's going to say shit and, like, pull out his phone quickly and start taking pictures.
Do we need to take any of this?
I want to take as little as humanly possible, leave as small a fingerprint. These guys know we were here, it's bad. And they already have witnesses in the building. I don't know if they'll say anything.
They better not.
That was ominous, dang. But yeah, Terry's going to take a picture of the scene as he can see it crouched and looking into the mirror. He's going to take a picture of the area directly behind that. And just a quick and general peripheral of the entire room and 1 or 2 pictures of the bathroom to try and capture things that he might have missed. And then he's going to go, okay, do you guys need anything else? Can we run now?
Let's go.
Okay, Cipher, I'm just gonna sling you over my shoulder because you seem to be glitching. Come on. Karen's is like, my goodness, woman.
Oh, I've been elevated. I'm a woman now.
Congratulations! Can we run now?
A few weeks ago, you were just calling me a little girl. 12-year-old, was it? You be saying?
All right, you're a girl. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
He's been demoted again. Come on.
You've been demoted.
You're going down the hall, and just as Terry rounds the stairs, You can hear the lift coming up and it stops. So Wren gets around. Fennyman grabs Cipher at the top of the stairs and pulls Cipher against the wall closest to the elevator. So you've got the passage and the stairs. So you're on the stairs, but you're flat against that wall. What are Wren and Terry going to do?
Did we make it to the stairwell?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah, everyone's in
Okay.
the stairwell. At the top's Fennyman. Cypher's next to him. He's got a hand across Cipher, holding her against the wall.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Well, Terrence is going to... Okay, Terry is going to reach out and pull Wren through the staircase door and then, like, hold the door and slowly close it so it doesn't make any noise as it closes. And, like, crouch behind it, I guess.
So Cipher and Fennyman are just on the outside of that door against the wall. And Cipher, you can see a big 6 foot something officer in a really long leather coat. Looks more like a German officer than he does a policeman. He walks by, and behind him are 3 armoured sort of figures, completely helmeted, and on their shoulder there's a badge that says Lone Star. They're all armed with submachine guns.
By German, do you mean Nazi Germany's?
Yes. Not exactly, but they've definitely got they're dark grey. They've got the officer's hat. It's not like they definitely have a very militaristic feel to them. The Lone Star officers.
Well, does it look like they will see us, or?
No, they walked by. Their perception roll was actually rather low,
Oh,
so they didn't see you.
okay. And I'm standing next to the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cipher indoors. Here we go.
Is it shiny?
Mm,
It's one of those silver doors that you have to press the bar to open it.
Yep. So you can give me a stealth roll.
Yeah. Okay.
oh no.
Still.
Cypher's good at stealth, right?
All the skipping. Very surreptitious.
Oh yeah, she skips around them. They can't see her because she's so annoying. They're just they totally
She
ignore
skips
her.
around them and talks about how much she wants steak.
That's her. That's the ability of her. Yeah, green. How many purple?
2. I'm not going to make this too hard.
What the hell's that?
That's a failure.
Oh no!
Oh, crap.
I'm not gonna make this too hard. Fails.
I was actually trying to pull out my phone at the same time, and I think my hands got a little bit clumsied. And rather than opening up the door, both my right hand came out of my right pocket and went to open the door, and my left hand knocked my phone out of my hand.
So it clatters. What are you going to do?
Cipher's like, bends down, looks at the phone, slowly leans down.
Move, not slowly. Get it out. Move.
She quickly gets down, picks it up, looks at Fenneman. Fuck! You're stressing me out.
You can hear some footsteps coming.
And alright. I guess we're going through the door, trying to again. I'm just going click, click, click. It's not opening. Fuck me, it's not opening.
Are you on the other side of the door still?
Yeah, Terrence, is there a window?
Yeah, you can see Cipher. Fennyman's like, get through the fucking door, and you can see Cipher like doing something and sort of looking through at you.
Terrence pushes open the door and it's like, come on, hurry.
Ah, you have to click it all the way down.
Can we go?
So you're starting to run down the stairs.
Yeah.
And
Or
above
I am, anyway.
you hear a bang as the door's like thrown open, and you can hear heavy boots coming down.
Okay, time to run. Time to run. Run now. Run right now. Running.
He's like, back door, don't go front.
Terrence, in a moment of like terror and like, you know how you get into hysterics when you're really scared? He's like, hey, back door. And he keeps running.
Oh God! And you call me a 12-year-old girl.
If you have time to argue, you have time to run faster.
Yeah, Cipher, shut up.
Ground units secure front door.
Okay, let's go.
You get to the ground floor.
Which way is the back door? Terrence doesn't know. He had
came
to
in-
Google how to get here.
We came in the front door, right?
Yes.
So the opposite way, maybe?
Look,
And he was like, good idea.
Thanks. Let's. Yeah.
Terrence goes the opposite way to which he came in.
Give me
Okay.
a stealth roll, whoever's going to lead.
Oh shit. Okay.
Are you in the lead?
Well, I think Cipher is the quickest one. Well, she's fairly quick on her feet.
Cipher can go first. She's
Yeah.
generally quicker than Terrence.
Skipping all the way.
Skipping all the way, yes.
When we got here, was it fairly busy outside?
No, surprisingly. I mean, the main street is, but not the actual.
Yeah, so the main street was fairly busy.
Yeah.
And as I walk past, is there anyone at the front door? Do I see? Or
Are you going to go to the front door?
oh, no, I guess we're heading.
Don't do that.
Jeez. We just had an entire discussion on why that's a bad idea.
Consequences, hubris, all that.
Yeah.
Cipher did not hear this discussion. So
Come on.
But would Cipher want to go look at the front door if anyone said not to look at?
Probably.
True.
No, that's the opposite, isn't it? That's good.
No, that's a
That's-
success, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So what was that for?
Are you gonna make me panic before I see the actual roll, man? Come on.
Wasn't I checking the front door?
Is that what
You're
you're trying to do? Okay.
You weren't you being stealthy?
Oh my god.
So away from the direction you want to go, Cipher suddenly veers off and goes down the hall.
Can I spend a story's point to fucking grab her and go that way?
Yeah, because I get a black, so I'm totally
Okay.
Cool. But because you did make your roll, so Cipher, you glance around and you can see 3 at the front door, big armored guys, with the third one opening the door to come in. And just as you see that, you feel these hands grab you and you're yanked backwards.
Cipher's like,
What are you doing?
she gets yanked backwards.
You're supposed to be the quiet one.
Cipher's like looking at Terrence, and she's like, her eyes are so wide. So, why the fuck did you do that for? But
Back door! The back door! We're going out the back door. It's that way.
the back door.
I made a joke about it and everything. Come on.
Just go.
Cipher's like, all right, you can lead the way.
So give me one stealth roll from someone.
I will just have to find what my stealth is. Okay.
If we get to the point where Terrence is leading the stealth pool, we're all gonna die. Just throwing it out there. Ooh.
We're fine. So, while everyone is heading down the hallway towards the back door, Wren hears footsteps from up ahead, and they're really heavy footsteps, like they sound like they're heavy-duty boots, like perhaps Lone Star or something. Looking around, she notices that there is a door marked laundry room off to the side. So she's going to open the door and turn back to everybody and go, "Get inside!" If necessary, she will physically drag Cipher in if Cipher's still going to wander off. And once everybody's in, she's just going to slam the door behind them.
Good call, Wren.
guess not that way.
Okay, but she's the new sneaky one.
So there's banks of like laundry stuff here, dryers and washers.
Are there windows?
There is.
Terrence is going to try and look out one of the windows.
It looks like an alley.
Does it appear to be an empty alley?
It does appear to be an empty alley.
Are the windows big?
For the Triumph, I will allow a certain level of positive stuff in your favor.
Okay. So let's say that the windows are just big enough that whoever here is the largest could make it through.
Fennyman, probably.
Yeah, just big enough. He can fit.
And it's a bit of work. These don't get opened much, but you can open them.
Is this at ground level or below ground level?
This is ground level.
Okay. And the windows open into, what, an alley?
Yes.
Terrence is going to attempt to quietly get out of this laundromat through a window.
Yep. You can get out. It's not that hard.
I guess we all are.
Let's all climb through this window.
Okay. You find yourself in the alley next to the apartment. You can see on the glass across the street, at the main street, there's lots of flashing lights being reflected. So you think at least a couple of Lone Star have arrived. And to your left, there is about 50 feet away a minivan with the back doors open. And Mr. Lambert is sitting in the driver's seat.
Well, that's just extremely handy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Towards the shiny lights or towards the creepy man in the van?
Terrence is going to grab her by the scruff of the neck and just drag her along with him.
For crying out loud, man. What are you doing?
Tosses her in the back seat. And then gets in himself.
Yeah, Wren's getting in as well.
Jeez, I feel like a rag doll.
Well, if you didn't keep going the wrong way.
I was curious.
Curious about police lights?
They'll be very unsympathetic, they will be.
Cool. Terrence is going to start... He takes out his phone and he's going to start flipping through the photos he took.
Don't bring attention to us, Mr. Lambert. How? I don't know how. Drive casual.
Yeah, like you got your Sunday hat on. And don't smile at them.
Terrence puts his phone away. He's like, I can't focus.
Watch out for that person crossing the road. You're going too fast. Cypher's like turning around looking at the other guys. She can obviously feel the eyes in the back of her head. Just trying to be helpful.
I'm sure it's very appreciated.
Don't say that. It'll encourage her.
Ah.
Hey, you know I can hear you.
Tell you what, Cipher. I'll buy you a drink if you can be quiet the rest of the way back to the bar.
Cipher like immediately shuts her trap. Like you can see it's rock hard solid.
Ah. That's a neat trick.
You get back to Cornerstones, and he parks at the front to let everyone out before he's going to park at the back.
Terrence hops out, holds the door for whoever else wants to come out the same way.
Wren will exit the vehicle.
Cipher gets out quietly. And then runs into the bar.
Like a kid in a candy store.
Uh-huh.
Terrence rolls his eyes. He's like,
Waiter! Bottle of whiskey.
I said I would get you one drink.
Yes, one drink.
A bottle is not one drink.
So the barman looks at Terry. So what do I give her?
Give her the bottle.
Cypher's like looking at Terry with a big grin on her face. It's just one drink.
If she can get her shit done and actually help us with this job on that entire bottle, I will cover it. Because I will be amazed.
Jumping up and down with glee.
Terrence looks concerned.
He puts the bottle on the bar, and as Cipher reaches for it, he like pulls it back, making her chase it a bit.
Cypher's got like a dirty look on her face. Hey, quit that! Hey, why you be torturing a thirsty girl?
Because you're really annoying. Then he lets go and lets you have it.
Cheers. She's picks up the bottle. Goes to her usual table.
He lets you get there, and then he holds up a glass. Do you want one of these?
What would it be needed one of them for?
Unless you just, want to pretend you didn't have a problem.
Mild sense of decorum. I'll just have a regular beer today, please.
He pours it into a large glass.
Oh, you read my mind. Thank you.
Mr. Lambert comes in through the back door. That was a lot of police.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get that many for our part of town. That was odd.
Any moles by any chance?
Maybe. I mean, people are desperate, but still, this is a murder in Cheapside.
Well, the problem isn't Cheapside by the look of it.
Mr. Fennyman sits down. I've called someone I know. He's going to might be able to help.
Well, it might be to do with the way that in which she was murdered. Quite possible it could tie to other high-profile case we might not know about. I won't know until we actually get in there and have a bit of a dig around.
Do we have an address for her actual apartment?
Yes, you do.
Terry turns to Wren and says, "How do you feel about poking around there, seeing what you can find?"
I can do that. Now?
Well, not right now. Let's, take a breath, have a couple of drinks, be happy we weren't caught for a second.
Yeah.
Cipher's got a laptop open. She's got an external hard drive connector, and she's plugging the hard drive in. And she's going to attempt to see if she can, well, she's not going to attempt, she's just going to do it. She's going to see if she can retrieve any information off the hard drive from it using data recovery programs.
So give me a red, purple.
Machinist hacking.
Yep. Oh, and a black.
My God.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's a situational for the black, and the other one's hard.
Ooh. Haha.
My God.
Actually, it wasn't so much the bad dice; it was your dice let you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
But it's not terrible. Nothing horrible happens. Just I will still give you something for it.
That's an odd-looking laptop.
Terrence is in the middle of drinking his beer when you say this, and he kind of coughs a bit. And he's laughing and trying to hide it.
Okay. So, alright. This drive, whatever was on it is basically irretrievable. Whoever did the clean on this did a really good job. Even better than the Gutman method. It's like they got the Gutman method and ran another 128-bit algorithm on that.
I don't know what any of that means, but
okay, so imagine you vacuumed the floor, but you vacuumed the floor so hard you've vacuumed off the tarnish of the floor. That's how good this is.
the tarnish. Do you
Tarnish?
vacuum hardwood floors, Cipher?
What else do you vacuum them with?
You sweep them. You don't need a vacuum for a
Vacuums are
hardwood floor.
for carpets.
What? Why would that doesn't make no sense at all?
I thought you were going to say something along the lines of, you vacuumed the carpet so hard the carpet was no more, you just vacuumed it, but no varnish off of...
Yeah.
Okay, I get your point,
All
but
of
you're
that,
really
yeah.
strange for vacuuming hardwood floors.
Is this what normally happens when you three get together? Like, normally with the music and that, I can't hear what you're talking about. Is this seriously what you normally do?
Oh, you got a vacuum in between the keys. That's where all the little food pieces get in.
You eat at your precious baby laptop?
Well, it's not like I'm eating spaghetti bolognese on top of it.
I would hope you don't eat anything on top of it.
No, just gravy and fries and an entire bottle of whiskey. I'm surprised you haven't broken that thing sooner, seriously.
Well, it's wood now, so it's probably less likely to get broken. And to your question, Fennyman, yes and no.
Mostly.
And maybe.
He just shakes his head.
Terry drinks more of his drink.
What was that chip you found?
Yes. Cipher was just about to get to that. She's not referring to it. She's now started referring to herself in the third person.
Terry checks the level of the whiskey bottle.
No, she's going easy on it. She knows she needs to have her wits about her, so she's like, Anyway, she's seeing if this can be hooked up to her computer, or if there's any way she can retrieve the data off it. If there's like a USB-C port on it or anything like that.
No, it's more examining the chip. It's just pretty badly damaged. It was in her head at the time.
So like a plug-in chip?
Yep, like would have clicked into her port.
Alright. Cipher's looking at it. She pulls up a napkin off the table.
And I gave you a bit extra for Becca's triumph. She asked that to be rolled over to you.
Alright. Wipes off a bit of what looks to be like brain tissue, some hair bits, so she can get a bit of a better look at it. Okie dokie. Okay. Well, now I'm just completely confused. So, she was sitting, kneeling in front of a mirror, naked.
Uh-huh.
She's looking up at you guys. And there was a bunch of sex toys. She had sex toys in the room.
Yeah, saw those.
Okay, so I'm wondering why she had this in her head. This is like a visual learning resource chip. It's just a chip used to learn. I'm assuming learn things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like instructional videos and all that sort of stuff. Well, unless she was looking at some instructional videos on how to use some toys, I don't know what this thing is, but this chip, this is what caused the fire in her head. That's probably killed her.
The instructional video chip.
Okay, so I'm just guessing here, but this little piece on the end, this little wiry bit, this would be the receiver, so she's probably would have hooked it up. She would have connected to the laptop, and given that the laptop was wiped, it's quite possible that someone could have sent a signal through the laptop to the chip, but the chip's not designed to do what it did to our face.
I would hope not. So they would have had to be there? It's not something you can do remotely?
No, the laptop was wiped remotely. Okay, so... and what's even weirder is the fact that it's got a receiver chip on it. Because these learning program chips, they don't have receivers on them. It's not required, so weird. Never seen anything like it.
And the troll bouncer sort of hurries in, and he looks kind of worried. You know he's a nice guy. Although he's a troll and they got a bad rep, you know he's a really nice guy, and he is really cool with people, and you've never actually seen him be violent. And he doesn't usually get afraid because he's a troll. There's not much that can really freak out trolls. But he looks kind of pale, and he just stands there and he's like, "It's Mr. Book! It's Mr. Book!" And Fenneman's like, "Yeah, I know. I called him. Send him in." And the troll for a second looks like he doesn't want to go outside. And then he disappears.
Cipher's not really listening to... Well, she might have heard it, but she's doing a search on if there's any other deaths that have been recorded in the news like this on Goggle.
And there isn't. You do a search and it doesn't come up.
Nothing.
Including your current one.
Well, given that it only happened a little while ago, that might be understandable. But even so, you might expect something to be on the news fairly quickly. This just in.
And there's nothing.
Okay.
Like on both counts, it's absolutely like blank.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's nothing I can find on the news about these either. Even our Sally's not on the news yet. So given the amount of police presence that we had over in Cheap City, you would have expected something to be on the grapevine.
So this unusual figure walks in, and he's wearing a long brown woolen coat, and he's got a waistcoat underneath it and a tie, all immaculately tied. And he's wearing a bowler hat that has a pair of goggles on it. His hands are metal, as is his face. And I have a picture, which I will post.
Huh.
What the fuck is that?
And he walks up and he pulls the chair back, and he sits down, and he's not robotic, but he is very methodical. And he reaches up and he takes his hat in both his hands from the side and lifts it off. And it's not a robotic motion, but it is very methodical. And he places it down on the table. And he looks at you. And Mr. Fennyman's standing behind you, and he's got his arms folded. And he just sort of, you can see the glowing eyes. And you can sort of feel like he's taking you all in. And he just leans forward a little. What shall we talk about?
Terrence has his glass up to his lips. It's almost empty. He's trying to give off the illusion that he's drinking too much to talk. And he is drinking a little bit, but not enough to validate the silence he's giving.
Cipher's turning around to Fennyman.
Yeah, Wren's just kind of staring.
Fennyman? You want to be introducing us?
This is Mr. Book. Mr. Book, this is the team. I am pleased to meet you.
Mr. Book, eh?
Yes, Cipher.
Huh?
And Wren. And Terrence.
I don't get it. How'd you know our names?
Information is my business.
What kind of things?
I'm guessing everything. Ah, so you're a dictionary. Cipher's like looking at Terrence and Wren. Going, what? Did I just say something?
Fennyman like hits you in the back of the head.
Oh, why does everyone keep hitting me in the back of my head for?
I can't imagine.
If I'm not getting pulled, I'm getting hit.
It's a mystery.
Mr. Book reaches his hand out. The chip. May I see it?
Cipher is still holding the chip in a bit of. She had it inside a napkin, so she hands it to him.
He lifts it up. My, you are a beauty. What conclusions have you reached?
Cipher's, because she's like, what? Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
Fennyman hits you again.
Oh, fuck. Come on, Fennyman, jeez. Okay, so I've deduced that this chip is basically it should be just a visual learning resource chip, but someone's made a modification to it. This was the initial source of the explosion that killed her, and it had a receiver on it, and this receiver we think was connected to a laptop in the room that she was found in. And so I think it's quite possible, because the laptop was remotely wiped, that someone had access to the laptop, and this chip was specifically designed to basically take her out. So the signal was sent to the laptop, to the receiver, and the receiver ignited the learning resource chip. Once that was done, whoever did it did a professional wipe on this hard drive here. I've already run several data recovery programs, but this thing's been wiped cleaner than, I don't know, something that's really clean. Yes. A freshly vacuumed hardwood floor with a Dyson vacuum, not those normal little plug-in battery charger ones. They're freaking hopeless. You got to get the Dyson with the rotary drive in the sucky thing.
Cipher is strangely passionate about vacuum cleaners.
Impressive, but not quite right. This chip is indeed built upon the VLR architecture, but it is something else entirely. The VLR is designed for a deep dive learning experience, the transfer of information in a far more direct connection to your consciousness. The way to describe this chip is a parasite. Its purpose is to allow an external user access to your experiences. They will feel all of your senses. Your pleasure, your pain, your terror. They will feel it as you feel it, inhabiting your body and your mind.
So I was like looking a little bit confused. So, why would you want to do that?
The chip's genesis lies with the intelligence community, which considered them for interrogation, knowing when your captive was lying, when they were relieved or afraid.
But wouldn't you need a lot of memory to do that?
The hardware requirements to use without damage from long-term use is considerable.
All she had in her head was a basic rated implant.
She would have been accessing the cloud servers through the laptop to make up for her hardware deficiencies. This would not have been amicable for a prolonged period of time.
Well, I checked the laptop. Damn. Let me think.
The chip was triggered and it had a failsafe to quieten that which needs to be quiet. They are known as a silencer.
Ugh.
It is a very expensive piece of hardware for one of no value.
Well, she had value, mate.
Calm yourself, Mr. Fennyman. She had no value to assassinate. There are easier ways to do so if it was merely that they wanted her dead. There was a particular reason that her death was important and that a failsafe was a requirement.
Maybe someone with a death fetish.
Wanted to know what it feels like to die?
I am sure in this degenerate world of plebs that there are those who would relish such an experience. This, however, was something altogether different.
And then all you would need is a no-name, someone who's insignificant, and no one would be none the wiser or even care about a poor young lass.
The chip is very illegal and its price is considerable. It is physical. She obtained it and did so with the intention of letting someone inside her.
I'm having a real problem picturing why she's done this. Money? She could have come to any of us here. Why didn't she?
Drugs? Family?
Well, clearly there's a lot we don't know. But that thing... How much is that?
50,000.
Holy Jesus Christ, fuck me sideways.
Even used and destroyed like that?
It is worthless now, a mere remembrance of a dark game played out to its conclusion. People who possess secrets may go to extraordinary lengths to protect them, lengths that have a certain finality.
If she was experiencing the feelings of another person, is it quite possible that she could have gleaned some information that a client might not have wanted her to be privy to?
The client was esteemed. Your Sally understood in error when ignorance was required. The client panicked, and her fate was irrevocably sealed.
And he puts it on the table and pushes it back.
Well, this is all horrible.
He reaches into his jacket and withdraws a business card on heavy cardstock. Upon it resides a single phone number. He places it on the table and slides it across.
Preceding the epilogue, my assistance may be required.
Terrence takes the card, because that's apparently what he did.
That's
Takes business cards.
But he has so many now. He has 2 whole business cards.
Quite the collection.
He's going to take the business card and go, if we find anything, we'll contact you.
You bloody know where this is going.
Now, Splinter. Not all rabbit holes lead to Alice.
Huh? Who's Alice?
He stands slowly and places his hat carefully upon his head. He steps away, then stops. Turning, he looks at Terry.
Terry looks back. Yes.
Cipher takes a swig of her whiskey while this is happening.
I would not ignore that, if I were you.
Oh,
Terry jumps
dear.
and kind of drops his phone on the bar, and he's like, "Fuck." Oh, that's creepy. I don't like it. And he picks up the phone and he's like, "Yes, hello."
And there's a recorded female voice. Mr. Teehee, your rent is overdue. Please make your payment as soon as possible to avoid eviction.
What are you talking about? My rent is overdue. I paid my rent. Jeez. Oh my goodness. What the hell?
Mr. Teehee, your rent is overdue. Please make your payment as soon as possible to avoid eviction.
Oh, guys, I have to go take care of this.
Huh?
Apparently, the rent I paid is overdue. I would rather not get evicted, so I need to go do that now.
You paid rent that was overdue, or you paid rent and now your rent's overdue?
I have never missed a rent payment. I just got a message. saying that it's overdue.
Are you struggling with your rent, you poor young thing?
No.
So Teddy, are you all right?
No, I'm not alright. I just got a message saying I'm gonna get evicted if I don't pay my rent.
But didn't you say that you paid your rent?
Yeah, I did, which means there's a problem, and I don't want to get evicted because of a problem that's not my fault.
So your rent's not overdue.
No.
So what are you worried about?
The phone call I just got.
Okay, so now you're confusing me. And she takes another swig of her whiskey. Alright, you better go fix up your dealings. Thank God my rent's paid up. Okay. You tabbed though. So Fennyman, is this gonna be a job or what?
I'll look that you get something out of it if money's what you need.
Well, if I don't get a job soon, I'm gonna be out in my arse as well.
What do you mean as well? I paid my rent. It was a lot too. Damn.
You just here telling me you haven't paid your rent.
No, I'm here telling you I got a phone call.
That's not what he said.
I'm gonna go deal with this. And he gets up, he finishes the last of his beer, and he leaves the bar to go deal with his rent problem.
Cipher's doing a Google search on Terry and her location and seeing if it's up for availability to rent.
I'm sorry, what gender's location of residence?
His location. Did I say her?
You did.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Time is it?
It'll be evening, like later in the evening, so 9 or 10 o'clock.
While Terry's walking out the door. So Terry, it looks like it's not urgent because your place isn't up for rent yet. Not that I was looking.
Karen desperately wishes he had something to throw at her, but he doesn't, so he's just gonna throw a nasty glare over his shoulder as he leaves.
Are we doing anything else tonight? Because if not, I'm going home.
No, dear. I'll probably be having some tacos, drink some of my whiskey, and then take it home. And then I'll be heading out for the night too.
All right.
Depending on what time it is, like, is it still early?
9 or 10?
Oh, so early. So you'll probably know Cipher hangs around the club until at least 1, 2 a.m. in the morning.
Wren, on the other hand, tries not to stay out late if at all possible, and she is going home.
Oh, so when Wren's walking out the door, so Wren, I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Here?
Here,
What time?
12.
12?
Yep, breakfast.
Lunch.
No, dearie, that's breakfast.
All right, goodbye. And Wren is walking out the door.
Well, that would have been very different if he was who is but the form following the function of what, Mr. Anderson?
Mhm.
And what I am is a program.
Oh god. Did you miss us?
Always, but there's days.
Or we could just wait for Cipher to come back.
It's true.
Pause time for a moment.
Or, Lone Star shows up, we explain that we had to wait for our friend and that we'll be running in just a moment. And if they could just be patient.
Yes. Please be patient, Lone Star.
Yes, just give us a
Yeah,
minute
we'll just
or
go
two.
for a smoke. It's okay. We'll go for a smoke.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah,
let us
very-
know when you're going to run.
Very understanding, very civil. Excellent.
Okay, I get your point, but you're really strange for vacuuming hardwood floors.
Actually, I do that.
I figure. It's still really strange. I hate the amount of noise that it makes, personally. I would rather sweep just because of the noise issue.
I mean, you can get attachments for vacuums for hardwood floors with like a brush on them
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
I feel
Yeah.
like I end up sweeping mostly in that case anyway. So
No, because I feel like when you're sweeping, you're just sweeping the dust to another area.
But then you pick
and
it
it's
up
just the,
in a dustpan.
Yep. But when you sweep dust, it doesn't stay on the floor. It goes up into the air. And then after you've swept it, the whole floor's just dusty again.
And do you vacuum your wooden laptop?
And who do I give the freak out moment to? 1, 2, 3.
Cool. Freak out.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe a freak out. Haha. Okay, cool.
So you notice that haha?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm sure everything's fine.
Uh-huh.
The sound of dice rolling and then a ominous haha doesn't mean anything, I'm sure.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, so it's probably not one of us.
True.
I'm only saying that in hope that it's Becca.
You know the joy of that one? She's not back yet, which means I can put that into the blooper reel, and the first time she's going to hear that will be the blooper reel.
Becca's characters are permanently traumatized.
Yep. It's traumatized.
The funny thing, it's largely Course of Adam.
Even so, you might expect something to be on the news fairly soon.
That's awesome.
Shadowrun, a slice of life adventure in a dystopian future, starring Becca as Terry the Mage, Raveninsane as Cipher the Hacker, Emily as Wren the Thief, and Ghost as the GM. The excellent Shadowrun is produced by Catalyst Game Labs. The Genesys rule set comes from Fantasy Flight Games, and many of the sounds and music comes from Sirenscape, which is an amazing tool for bringing more life to your game table. This has been a Kritfayle production.